Thompson with back-to-back 40-point games this weekend, leading the Warriors to their 53rd consecutive regular season win at home. Thompson, often overshadowed by Splash Brother and reigning league MVP Steph Curry. So, Stephen A., we ask you, where does Klay rank all-time amongst great shooters?
He's clearly up there. As an aside, I'd like to say, in my perfect world, 76ers general manager Sam Hinkie would be arrested for cruel and unusual punishment that he subjected these players to, how awful they are. 9-65 on the season is just pathetic. Now, let me get back to...
They actually won the fourth quarter last night.
So what? Who cares? They were down by double digits for the last 19 minutes or so. Don't get me started with the Philadelphia 76ers. Barricades should be put up. Certain people shouldn't even be allowed in city limits. But let me get back to real basketball and Klay Thompson. I want to put him up there with Reggie Miller, Chris Mullin,
Ray Allen.
I remember, Ricky Pierce from the days, John Paxson, the Steve Kerrs, the Greg Hodges, even back in the 70s earlier, this downtown Freddie Brown from the Seattle Supersonics. The list goes on and on. Klay Thompson may very well be better than all of them as a shooter. Here's why. I don't recall any of them having the release that he has. I mean, to catch and shoot quicker, I don't know anybody who has done it quicker than Klay Thompson. I'm talking about catch, shoot. Catching the ball, getting rid of the ball. I've never seen anybody do it faster with this degree of accuracy and marksmanship that he is. Mark Jackson, years ago when he was coach of the Golden State Warriors, called this the best shooting backcourt in the history of the NBA. I no longer think it's deniable. Klay Thompson can't handle the ball the way Steph Curry can. And off the dribble, as well as spotting up. With his face or alone, Steph Curry is the greatest shooter I've ever seen. But Klay Thompson may very well be number 2 because of how he puts up the ball. And to me, he's not as important as Steph Curry is, but he's almost that important. That's how lethal Klay Thompson is.
I'm ready to go second best shooter ever. Yeah. And there are nights when I think he's the best shooter ever.
Well, we saw that with the three-point shooting contest all weekend. Yeah.
I agree. And the quicker than the eye release, and now I have to go back in my mind's eye to remember Reggie and all the Ray Allen.
Nobody had
it wasn't like this, man.
It wasn't
I mean, this is like quicker than the eye, and he's making 44% of his threes, and he's only 33 away, which he has a real shot of catching Steph's record that he set last year. And he said that's a goal of his. He would like to break the record Steph has already broken, obviously, but it was Steph's record of last year. So that would give Klay Thompson, he's 16 shy of having it would be the 4th best three-point shooting year ever, but the best 3 are all Steph. So he could be the 2nd best shooter just on pure makes in a year. And I look at this and I say it is so lethal that I think Klay can get hotter than Steph can get. On any given night, he scares me if I'm rooting against them. If he gets it going, you better look out, because he's liable to make like 8 in a row. Steph is maybe a better all-around longevity shooter of consistency, but I don't know, Stephen A. This is a close call.
I still think that Steph Curry is the best shooter ever because he can spot up or he can do it off the dribble.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is a spot-up shooter. He can get to the hole on you. He can post you up. He can shoot turnaround jumpers on you. He can do all of that.
Right.
But primarily, his marksmanship from three-point range ain't off the dribble.
Nope.
It's spot-up.
It's
but
spot-up.
His accuracy...
And Steph has to have in the back of his mind, should I shoot it or pass it? Because he is the point guard, and they're kidding Klay now. Over the last 2 games, he's had 1 total assist. So passing the basketball not on his mind.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah.
And Draymond Green deserves a lot of credit because he's finding these guys too. But everybody knows how lethal Klay Thompson is. Klay Thompson is one of the best shooters I've ever seen as well. And it's hard for me because it's getting to the point where I'm really, really getting bored watching their level of dominance. It's like they amp it up and they literally toy.
Okay, so I have one suggestion to wrap this up. Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go.
We are
How about that?
witnessing greatness.
Yeah.
You know what? I really, more so than the Spurs,
Yeah.
I'm really hoping and praying that the Clippers and OKC step it up and really go for it.
You're discounting the Spurs, man. You've dropped into fourth
I'm not
in the
discounting.
West.
I'm not discounting them.
They're
They're number
old,
two.
Skip. You
They're
know
number
that.
two.
They're so
slow,
old.
They're not.
fading.
Coming up.
Okay.
I believe that Greg Popovich hopes that my Spurs will lose a home game before this is over because he would want that monkey off his back going into the playoffs. He would want the pressure off them to defend home court. They wouldn't want a first-round matchup against Houston and have James Harden come in there and make every three that he looked at and all of a sudden upset them at home and get them off to a bad start in the playoffs. And trust me, those last two games, Golden State and Oklahoma City and San Antonio, I don't think he's going to play anybody in those games. Just say, here, you guys have this. You can have both these games because we're getting ready for when it really counts.
I just think that, Skip, you're a Spurs fan, and I think you worry sometimes about things you don't need to be worried about. I saw the Spurs lose Game 6 against the Clippers last year, with a game they should have won. They should have won that series, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah, and they lost the series.
Yeah, they lost the series.
They lost 2 home games.
They lost the series, and they lost 2 home games.
Oh.
I'm saying to you, that kind of stuff happens to the Spurs from time to time, and I have no doubt that Popovich may damn near expect it. But the point is, you want to be as healthy as you possibly can with your legs as fresh as they possibly can be.
Yep.
Those are the kind of things he's worried about, not whether they win or lose at home, because nobody's more equipped than the Spurs to go on the road and win.
Yep. All right. So you've done this twice now, and I'm not going to let you off this hook. You have called my Spurs old for a second time on this show. The first time I said, just let it sweep it under the carpet, let it go.
You know
on.
what,
He's having a tough day. Just let him have that point. Not this time. I'm not going to let you.
Tough day?
Well, I said the first time you
let it go, thinking maybe you had a tough day.
No, I'm not. No. You understand why I call them old? Because I'm thinking this is now. I'm glad you brought that up.
Well,
because
let me finish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The great Charles Barkley called Kawhi Leonard about a month ago the best two-way player in basketball. And the last time I checked, I don't think Kawhi's getting up there in years just yet. And LaMarcus Aldridge, may I make this statement, please? He has turned into the best big man in basketball, and he is a big man. People don't understand. He's 6'11" and long. He plays the 5. He plays the 5. He is a center, and I will take him over any center in basketball right here, right now.
Marcus Aldridge is big time.
Yeah.
Kawhi Leonard is big time. And I specifically talked about, when I'm talking about age, I'm not talking about overall in terms of the Spurs roster. You, of all people, know exactly what I mean when I bring up the Spurs age issue. When it gets tight, who does Popovich lean on? Because it's old habit. It's something you sat on this set in that very chair and complained about religiously for years. When it comes down to it, he's not going to deviate. He's going to go with old reliable. He's always done it. That's all I mean by that. Of course, hold on, I know Kawhi Leonard and LaMarcus Aldridge are not old. Who doesn't know that? I know Patty Mills is not old.
Tim Duncan is not finishing games anymore.
I understand that, but I'm saying, no. And what am I saying? I'm saying to you, somehow, some way, I don't believe that Tim Duncan's going to be on the bench come playoff time when it counts. I don't give a damn if he plays 2 minutes. If it's the last 2 minutes and something's going on, how much you want to make a bet that brother's going to be in the game? Because he's Tim Duncan. Well, that's what I'm saying.
And allow me to say, I want Manu Ginobili on the floor at age 38 to finish playoff games.
I understand that.
I want him on the floor.
I'm simply saying to you, when I say the Spurs are old, I'm not talking about collectively. I'm talking about who is Popovich going to lean on when it really, really counts, because he can't help himself. And it's going to be the same dudes we've always seen with the addition of Kawhi and LaMarcus Aldridge, of course. And is that going to be enough for to stop Klay Thompson and Steph Curry and those boys? I don't know. We'll see.
All right, gentlemen, we have to move on.